Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It is February 13th, 2026. We're going to read from Genesis chapter 46, and we're going to read from Mark chapter 16. What's going on in Genesis? Well, Jacob is being brought into Egypt. And we want to see that a family goes into Egypt to be turned into a nation. They got a lot to learn. Well, let's go ahead. We're going to start with Genesis chapter 46. So Israel took his journey with all that he had and came to Beersheba and offered sacrifices to the God of his father Isaac. Then God spoke to Israel in the visions of the night and said, Jacob, Jacob. And he said, Here I am. So he said, I am God, the God of your father. Do not fear to go down to Egypt, for I will make of you a great nation there. I will go down with you to Egypt, and I will also surely bring you up again, and Joseph will put his hand on your eyes. Then Jacob arose from Beersheba, and the sons of Israel carried their father Jacob, their little ones, and their wives in the carts which Pharaoh had sent to carry him. So they took their livestock and their goods which they had acquired in the land of Canaan and went to Egypt, Jacob and all his descendants with him. His sons and his sons' sons, his daughters and his sons' daughters, and all his descendants he brought with him to Egypt. Now these were the names of the children of Israel, Jacob and his sons who went to Egypt. Reuben was Jacob's firstborn. The sons of Reuben were Hanok, Palu, Hezron, and Carmi. The sons of Simeon were Jemuel, Jamin, Ohab, Jachin, Zohar, and Shaul, the son of a Canaanite woman. The sons of Levi were Gershon, Kohath, and Merari. No T there. The sons of Judah were Onan, Shelah, Perez, and Zerah, but and Onan died in the land of Canaan. The sons of Perez were Hezron and Hamul. The sons of Issachar were Tola, Puvah, Job, and Shimron. The sons of Zebulun were Zered, Elon, and Jaleel. These were the sons of Leah, whom she bore to Jacob in Padam Aram with his daughter Dinah. All the persons, his sons and his daughters, were 33. The sons of Gad were Ziphion, Haggai, Shunai, Ezbon, Arodi, and Ereli. The sons of Asher were Jimnah, Ishua, Isua, Bereah, and Zerah, their sister. And the sons of Bereah were Heber and Malachel. These were the sons of Zilpah, whom Laban gave to Leah his daughter, and these she bore to Jacob 16 persons. The sons of Rachel, Jacob's wife, were Joseph and Benjamin. And to Joseph in the land of Egypt were born Manasseh and Ephraim, whom Asenath, the daughter of Potipharah, priest of On, bore to him. The sons of Benjamin were Bela, Bechar, Ashbel, Gera, Naaman, Ehi, Rosh, Mupim, Hupim, and Ard. These were the sons of Rachel who were born to Jacob, 14 persons in all. The sons of Dan was Husham. The sons of Naphtali were Jaziel, Guni, Jezer, and Shalim. These were the sons of Bilhah, whom Laban gave to Rachel his daughter, and she bore these to Jacob, 7 persons in all. All the persons who went with Jacob to Egypt, who came from his body, beside Jacob's sons' wives, were 66 persons in all. And the sons of Joseph, who were born to him in Egypt, were 2 persons. All the persons of the house of Jacob who went to Egypt were 70. Then he sent Judah before him to Joseph to point out before him the way to Goshen. Judah leads the way, so we're seeing Judah rise. And they came to the land of Goshen, so Joseph made ready his chariot and went up to Goshen to meet his father Israel. And he presented himself to him and fell on his neck and wept on his neck a good while. And Israel said to Joseph, Now let me die, since I have seen your face, because you are still alive. Then Joseph said to his brothers and to his father's household, I will go up and tell Pharaoh and say to him, My brothers and those of my father's house who were in the land of Canaan have come to me. And the men are shepherds, for their occupation has been to feed livestock. And they have brought their flocks, their herds, and all that they have. So it shall be, when Pharaoh calls you and says, What is your occupation? That you shall say, Your servant's occupation has been with livestock from our youth even till now, both we and also our fathers, that you may dwell in the land of Goshen, for every shepherd is an abomination to the Egyptians. So even though they're coming into bondage, they're going to be separate. They're in a separate land. The Egyptians don't like shepherds. They don't like Jews. So they're basically going to be left alone for quite a while to grow and develop. After Joseph's death, when we start to get pharaohs that don't know anything about Joseph and what he's done for Egypt, then we start to see that persecution start to take place, and that's when they call out to God to rescue them. But we're getting there. That's in Exodus. Let's switch over to Mark chapter 16. Jesus is dead. He's in the tomb. This is the third day. Mark 16. Now when the Sabbath was past, Mary Magdalene, Mary the mother of James, and Salome bought spices that they might come and anoint him very early in the morning, on the first day of the week, Sunday. They came to the tomb when the sun had risen, and they said among themselves, "Who will roll away the stone from the door of the tomb for us?" But when they looked up, they saw that the stone had been rolled away, for it was very large. And entering the tomb, they saw a young man clothed in a long white robe sitting on the right side, and they were alarmed. But he said to them, "Do not be alarmed. You seek Jesus of Nazareth, who was crucified. He is risen. He is not here. See the place where they laid him, but go tell his disciples and Peter that he is going before you into Galilee. There you will see him, as he said to you." So they went out quickly and fled from the tomb, for they trembled and were amazed, and they said nothing to anyone, for they were afraid. Now Peter's usually a symbol for all of the disciples. Peter is Peter here. Hey, go let Peter know he's forgiven, that he denied me. I'm not holding it against him. Go tell him I'm risen, and we're getting ready to do something here. Verse 9, now when he rose early on the first day, I'm going to stop there and say this might be where Mark originally ended his gospel. The further back you go in the manuscripts, the more it ends here, and the rest of that comes after has been added. Why would Mark end it there? Well, because that's when Peter would probably take over. Because again, Mark is writing Peter's words. That's probably where Peter starts to mold his next part of the lesson to whoever he's talking to. Are you Gentiles? Well, then this is what happened. Oh, you're a Jewish audience? This is what happened after he rose. And then probably a little bit later, after maybe Peter's starting to get older and slow down, or maybe he's even dead, that Mark realizes, I need to add more to that. That's a possibility. Or his disciples might have added more to it. Or also, as scribes are handwriting this, they thought it ended a little weird, and they added some more to it. Now, the thing to remember, though, is as we look at what's coming next here, none of it disagrees with anything in the scriptures. We just don't trust that it came straight out of the hand of Mark. So how would we deal with that? Well, we're going to read it, and we're going to accept it for its truth. But if I was going to teach a doctrinal lesson on this all appears elsewhere in the Bible where it's much stronger provenance for who wrote it. And I would maybe use that over this. Just something that people start to question you, well, I don't think that's really part of it. Scholars say that's not really part of it. Okay, well, it's over here, and you can read it here, and it comes from over here. All right, let's go ahead. We're going to read Mark chapter 9. Now, when he rose early on the first day of the week, he appeared first to Mary Magdalene, out of whom he had cast 7 demons. She went and told those who had been with him, as they mourned and wept. And when they heard that he was alive and had been seen by her, they did not believe. After that, he appeared in another form to 2 of them as they walked and went into the country. And they went and told it to the rest, but they did not believe them either. Later, he appeared to the 11 as they sat at the table, and he rebuked their unbelief and hardness of heart, because they did not believe those who had seen him after he had risen. And he said to them, "Go into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature. He who believes and is baptized will be saved, but he who does not believe will be condemned." Belief is the key there, not the baptism. "And these signs will follow those who believe. In my name they will cast out demons. They will speak with new tongues. They will take up serpents. And if they drink anything deadly, it will by no means hurt them. They will lay hands on the sick, and they will recover." So then, after the Lord had spoken to them, he was received up into heaven and sat down at the right hand of God. And they went out and they preached everywhere, the Lord working with them and confirming the word through the accompanying signs. Amen. May God bless the reading of his word. May God bless you. Bye.